I'd like to call this Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. It's now 4:30. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after? Commissioner Myers, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have a roll call on the commissioners?
Soto Presley.
Here.
Kasperky.
Here.
Navejas. Myrick.
Here.
Hopperidge.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present with 1 absent. At this time, I'm going to allow Attorney Westland. It's for item number 10. We've got accept another request for the proposals. I'm going to allow him to get them all in order and open them. So, anybody, you don't object to that, do you? Okay. Well, he'll be doing that while we're conducting our meeting, and if he needs to chime in on anything, he will. How you doing, Ms. Tarver? Okay, number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 4, communications.
None were received.
Okay, and it brings us to number 5, homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like might have 3 applicants.
Magdalena Crisco has withdrawn from the program. We have Miss Octavia Eddings that is present, and Antonio Moore Jr. should be on his way.
Okay. Activia Eddings, she can stand up and, are they both here now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to redevelopment meeting. We appreciate you coming out. If you just want to introduce yourself to our commissioners here, we do have one that's a realtor, so he might ask you a few questions.
Okay,
Yeah, just tell
my name's Octavia Eddings, from
Ms. Eddins, how did you hear about our program?
I heard it through my lender.
Your lender?
Yeah.
May I ask
People's,
who's your lender?
Aaron Stokes at People's Bank.
Okay. And the gentleman behind you, can you step up and introduce yourself?
How you all doing? My name is Antonio Moore.
And how did you hear about our program?
I searched on the web and found out.
Okay. Are you both first-time home buyers?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other questions? No. From anyone else? Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 2 applicants, Antonio Moore and Octavia Eddings.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 2 applicants that are present tonight, which is Antonio Moore Jr. and Octavia Eddings. Can we have a roll call on that, please?
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Kasperky.
Yes.
Navejas. Myrick.
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes, 1 absent. Congratulations. You may be excused if you like.
And good luck.
Congratulations.
Did the third, the approval doesn't change, but did the third applicant withdraw, you said?
Yes.
It was withdrawn. Do we know why, just out of curiosity?
After further research, she did not qualify.
Sorry?
After further research of her documents, she didn't qualify.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, number 6, we have a roof program conditional loan approval for Danielle and Jennifer Marrero at 4042 Grover.
I spoke with them earlier. They said they would be here, but they are not yet here.
Okay, well, I can hold off
Yeah,
if you want, and if they show up, I can come to it unless you want them to go forward.
We need a motion, but I say we table it until, last item.
You don't need, if you just agree on that, that's
Okay,
fine.
we agree.
Signify by.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll table that further in the meeting here. Okay, number 7's conditional approval approval for the sale of Parish View vacant lot, original Chandler. That is at 7034 Carolina Court. That would be lot number 21, and welcome Mr. Dennis Brodowski.
Thank you. You should have a sheet in your packet proposing the acquisition of Lot 21. Buying it at the regular price of $16,000, relocating from his current residence at 1713 Rutledge Street in Gary, Indiana. And nothing much more to say except he is going to have Homes of Distinction, our regular builder, build his house, and he's meeting with the builder tomorrow morning. So he's anxious to get started as well.
Mr. President, I move for the approval of, or conditional approval for the sale of Parish View vacant lot.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the conditional approval for the sale of the Parish View vacant lot. Original Chandler. That address is 7034 Carolina Court, number 21. We have a roll call on that.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kasperky,
Yes.
Navejas, Myrick,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, number 8 is an approval of supplemental letter agreement with SCH of the Indiana LLC.
Commissioners, if you look in your members of the commission, if you look inside your package, you will find a supplemental letter agreement from SEH for the term of July 1st, 2018 through June 20th, 2019. As many of you know, the consultant, Mr. Dan Bowditch, has come to the meeting several times. He's assisted us on several projects, and he's currently assisting us on a project. I actually met with him and a prospect for one of the buildings in the city of Hammond. We're working with him on several other projects. So he sent this supplemental letter of agreement to extend his services. And then he has a not to exceed amount of $72,250.
No questions here.
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of supplemental letter agreement with SCH of Indiana LLC.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor for approval of supplemental letter agreement with SCH of Indiana LLC. We have a roll call on that.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kasperky,
Yes.
Navejas, Myrick,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 9 is the approval of change orders for the sports complex.
Change orders.
Change orders.
Change orders.
Aren't you glad this is over?
Good afternoon, yes. We're very close. The first change order you have in front of you is for Sweeney Electric, change order number 9. And this is to add 7 convenience outlets in the concession stands. We finalized the programming for the concession and what equipment they're going to be using in there. So this one is to add 7 additional outlets for that equipment.
So the concession stand didn't have enough outlets?
Correct. They had a lot, but these are going to be in the center wall. If you're familiar with the concession stand, they're going to be on the center wall, and they're going to have a counter, and there's going to be a trough running across it where they can have more flexibility for the equipment.
Get those hot dogs ready, Greg. That's right. So we got to have that one.
Oh, missing brats.
Yeah.
You talking about hot dog.
The next one is for LGS Plumbing. This is change order 1 for them. And this is for the same concession stand, and this is to add the water lines for the equipment. Again, it's going to be a soda machine, an ice machine, and a coffee maker. And to change out 2 sink covers that are in that space. The grate covers happen to be half full. Now they're going to be fully graded for safety, for people to be able to walk through freely in the concession stand.
And this, I'm not trying to extend this meeting, but did we not think we're gonna need an ice machine and water in the concession stand?
The program for concession stands, as usual, is not finalized until the very end, the end user, and depends on who comes in there and what equipment they want. This is about the point when it gets finalized.
So
So do we know who's coming in there now? I'm sorry?
hot dogs, yes, ice, no.
As long as we got hot dogs. Hot dogs are important.
That's right.
I heard they're going to be very good hot dogs.
I love ice in my drinks, so,
Okay.
soft drinks, that is.
And the third one you have in front of you is for Golf Inc., and that's change order number 10 for them. And this is to add a electrical enclosure, 2 walls around a transformer that's in the soccer area. For long-term, as we're in there using it, the owner has requested that we add an enclosure to protect it and not leave it freely standing there for people to set things such as their hot dogs or drinks on it, and add these walls and a door to it, make it an electrical enclosure.
Mr. President, believe it or not, I move for the approval
Believe it or not.
of change orders for the sports complex. Change order 9, Sweeney Electric, change order 1 for LGS Plumbing, and change order 10 for Golf Inc.
And I have to second that.
Okay. Very well. We got a motion and a second for the approval of change orders for the sports complex. That would be change order 009 for Sweeney Electric Company Incorporated, change order 001 for LGS Plumbing, and change order 010 for Golf Inc. Can we have a roll call on those?
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Hasbricki,
Yes.
Navejas, Myricks,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
You're welcome.
Okay, and, number 10, Mr. Westland will be up here, acceptance of the requests for the proposals. Did you get them all open?
I did. So for the redevelopment attorney, you have 1 proposal from Westland and Bennett. We're in Hammond.
Imagine that.
That's the 1 proposal you got.
Yeah, his new office is in Hammond, right
Yeah.
off the expressway in the new office complex there.
Yeah, that's in Hammond.
Okay, we know this, we know
All
where
right.
you are.
So, all right, so for financial consultant, there are, and I skipped over environmental consultant because that's the big stack over there, and I'll get to that last. But for financial consultant, you have 2. One is from Mr. Bowditch at SEH. Their office is in Munster. And then the second one is from Carl Sender of Sender and Company, located in Maryville. My understanding is with regard to the HUD IDIS consultant and the housing services consultant, we've used Mr. Kuval in the past, but for whatever reason, the notice didn't get to him yet. So he's still interested, right, Africa?
Yes, he is still interested.
And we've worked with him. So his contract would extend, and in light of the fact that there are no other bidders, I would assume the staff at the next meeting is going to request that you make that award to him.
That would be correct.
There's no other bidders?
There's no other bid.
No, and we've worked with him for quite a few years. He's very responsive, he's very knowledgeable, And he stays very up to date on legislative changes, so it would be staff's recommendation that we continue the relationship.
Yeah, he's great. So, moving on to the appraiser, you have a number of bids. The first one is Kovacevic and Company.
And Gary.
He's in Gary. Vale Appraisal Group, Jeff's out of Maryville. How do you say that? And Sustra Appraisers,
You got to spell that one for me.
EEN
E-E-N.
SHUISTRA.
Oh, wow.
William L. Hustra. They're located in Hebron. Martinez, Charmat, Stephen Martinez. Out of Lansing. And valuation services out of Valparaiso. Steve Ingram. Those are
The appraiser, right?
the appraisers. And then lastly, the environmental. You have Americo, Mr. Blosky from Valparaiso. Tetra Tech. Out of Chicago. Enviro Forensics out of Hammond. Aptin, APTIM, Environmental and Infrastructure, Inc., out of St. Charles, Illinois. Sesco Group, which is out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And then lastly, ATC Group Services from Highland, Indiana. That's all.
We just need a motion to recommend the staff.
Mr. President, I move that we accept the proposals as read, refer to staff for further due diligence, and period.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the acceptance request for these proposals that was read and be reviewed by staff for further recommendation. Can I have a roll call on that?
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kesperky,
Yes.
Villejas, Myrick,
Yes.
Upridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes with 1 absent. Number 11 is Resolution 10-2018, resolution of Hammond Redevelopment Commission amending the acquisition list.
You want me to do it? Oh, do you have that resolution handy? So items 11 and 12 deal with a property at 1318 to 20 Indianapolis Boulevard. And the staff has been looking at, that property is up near 5 Points, and I think Africa knows the property better than I do, but essentially talking about a roadway project or alleyway through there. And it would require the acquisition of this particular piece of property. So in order for us to, as a redevelopment commission, to do that, the first resolution, 10, puts the property on, you have to put the property on an acquisition list first and amend your previous acquisition list, which at this point is years and years old, and this property was not on there because it was done before taking it was contemplated. You'll see in Resolution 10, it also talks about the value, which is the average of 2 appraisals, the $394,000. Then the second Resolution 11-2018, authorizes, in the event that that offer is not accepted and a settlement is not reached, that we can go forward with the project via the acquisition.
And the project, again, simply is
A public
a roadway, you
street.
said?
A public street.
Public street, okay. Separate or together?
I'd prefer they be separate.
Mr. President, I move for the acceptance of a resolution of the City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission amending the acquisition list as shown in item 11 of today's agenda.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for Resolution 10-2018, the resolution of Hammond Redevelopment Commission amending the acquisition list. Can we have a roll call on that, please?
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kesperky,
Yes.
Villejas, Myrick,
Yes.
Upridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes with 1 absent. Okay, number 12 is Resolution 11-2018. The resolution of Hammond Redevelopment Commission authorizing a commencement of a condemnation proceeding pursuant to a roadway project.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve Resolution 11-2018, a resolution of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission authorizing the commencement of a condemnation proceeding pursuant to a roadway project.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further questions or discussion? Okay, roll call.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kesperky,
Yes.
Villejas, Myrick,
Yes.
Upridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes with 1 absent. Okay, number 13 is our reports. Ms. Africa Tarver, would you like to share anything tonight?
Yes, members of the commission, I have a few things to discuss tonight. First, I'd like to invite you all to the ribbon cutting for the Sportsplex, which will be held on next Thursday, September 27th at 1 p.m. I'm encouraging you all to come out and look at the sports complex. Come see it for yourself. I've walked through it several times. I most recently walked through it last week, and it's quite impressive. It's definitely an asset to our community. Also, on Tuesday, the 25th at 10 a.m., there will be a ribbon cutting for Red Wing Shoes located at 7909 Indianapolis Boulevard. So that's a new business that is in the multi-tenant commercial strip center on Indianapolis Boulevard across from Starbucks.
And what time is that?
That is at 10 a.m.
What was the date again, Africa?
Tuesday, September 25th.
Okay.
And lastly, in the coming weeks, I will be taking a tour of the new Lear facility. So if any of you would like to join me in that tour, please contact Cynthia and let her know your availability. Nothing has been scheduled as of yet, but if you're interested, please let us know. And once we secure the date and the time.
You got tentative dates or anything, or nothing?
Nothing tentatively, because they had a few things that they had to finish, and so I'm not directly talking to the plant manager. So once I get some tentative dates, because I asked her to give me a couple of tentative dates, then what she'll do, she'll give me those, and then I can shoot those out. But I just need to gauge your level of interest, because I told her that you would probably want to tour the facility.
And I'm interested, schedule allowing, so yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay, and once I get additional information, then I will definitely let you know.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you for those dates.
You're welcome.
Number 14, our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for July 6, 2018 through September 18, 2018. Register of Claims R56292 through R56579.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the register of claims dating July 6, 2018 through September 18, 2018. Those are claims R56292 through claim R56579. Is there any questions or discussion on these claims? Okay, and then roll call on the claims.
Soto Presley?
Yes.
Hasbrookey?
Yes.
Villegas? Myrick?
Yes.
Stockbridge?
Yes, motion passes 4 yes with 1 absent.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something in a minute. Okay, number 15, new and unfinished business. You have anything, Attorney Westland?
I do. So, as you are all aware, the data center project is moving full speed ahead, and it's moving at light speed, data speed, I guess. Right. We had the groundbreaking, back about 30 days ago, and since that time, staff and myself have been working with the developer. There's quite a bit of survey work that needed to be done out there, but the developer would love to break ground yet this year and get their foundation poured, and basically then work through the winter and be up and running by the middle of next summer. They have their financing in place. I was on a call for like too long this morning with financial type people expressing why they want to close sometime in October, which is roughly 30 to 45 days from now. So there's some things you need to know what's going on and what will be coming to you, what we anticipate, and then also to kind of update you, the part of what's been negotiated with the data center folks is that we're going to be leasing them once we have the property issues all tied up, approximately 14 acres, exactly 13.76 acres out at the State Line Energy Plant. And in order to enter into a lease with the data center folks, we need to do an RFP. Well, we don't have the second appraisal in for what the annual lease would be, so we can't send that out obviously yet, but because you don't have another meeting till the first part of October, I don't want to wait to get your authorization then, and then it throws the whole timeline off because it's got to be published twice. We have to wait 10 days then to open, and we'll wind up in the middle of November if I wait on this. So what we're requesting is that you authorize the publication of an RFP for 13.76 acres at the State Line Energy site for a lease. And that as soon as we have that second appraisal and those property issues are all tied up, then I would have your motion and approval to go ahead and get that published in the paper. We're looking at an opening for bids for that on October 15th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not a scheduled meeting of the Redevelopment Commission. You wouldn't have to be present for that, but then you do have a meeting on the 16th. So instead of opening them on the 16th, referring them to staff and waiting till November, we'd open them on the 15th. Africa and her team would have their recommendation ready for you on the 16th. And then if you're comfortable with the recommendation at that point, obviously it's always your decision. But at that point, there would be a recommendation on the 16th of October. If this all falls in line the way we want it to, on the 16th of October to enter into a lease for that 13.76 acres. But the first thing I need tonight is your authority to put it out for bid for the average of the two appraisals.
I so move.
I second. We all second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on the floor.
Several motions in several seconds.
Thank you on that, Attorney Westland.
Well, I'm not done yet, so.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
That's,
Yeah, so we,
Want-
yeah, I want the vote, then that.
yeah, that's for part one.
That's part one, though.
Okay.
You're not gonna shut me up that quick.
Oh, I know. Okay, then can we have a roll call on that?
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Tesbricki,
Yes.
Rivas, Myricks.
Yes.
Hopperich.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you. Continue on.
So as part of the data center project, the other thing we've been negotiating with the developer is a development agreement, right? That would incorporate the property issues as well as their $40+ million investment to start phase one of this whole project. We anticipate that we'll be coming to you again on the 16th with a draft of a development agreement for the data center. We've been working on it. It's getting very close. I originally hoped we would have it tonight, but there's still some revisions, and I want to give it to you in as close to final form as possible. Because as you know, you're one step in the process. You have to approve it. We got to go to the council, which takes 2 meetings, and we also have to go to the EDC. So October 16th is going to be an exciting meeting.
Time is the essence.
So we need a motion to negotiate.
So in all the verbiage, I missed this request. We're requesting, what do you, need another motion?
That was informational.
Okay.
I want you to be on the lookout for a development agreement for that project and
On the
Not that
16th.
much I had.
on the 16th, yeah.
Okay.
And it's exciting. That was the other part of it. Not as exciting as hot dogs, but exciting enough.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to,
Right.
I didn't want to steal your floor.
It's kind of fitting, a speed center and a speed project. Okay, any more? You want to finish business?
I think that's it for tonight. That's,
Okay. All right, I guess I could move to public comment, and it is open, you have 3 minutes. I see Mr. Dan Bowditch is here. We had something on you on line item number 8 if you want to speak. If not, it's up to you.
Good evening, Commissioners. Dan Bowditch, SCH of Indiana. I apologize for being late. Traffic on Calumet Avenue is terrible during this time. It's usually why I work late in the evening, so I don't have to deal with it. I do not know what the action was taken this evening because I got here late, but I know it was a supplemental letter agreement that was submitted to staff for services to be provided from July 1st through June 30th of next year, which is consistent with our prior professional services agreement that we've provided to the Redevelopment Commission for redevelopment and economic development purposes. We would look to continue that work. We're working on a number of projects now, and if there's any questions that you may have had on that submission, I'd be more than happy to answer them, but we appreciate all the work that Africa does, that David does, Cynthia does, and as well as Ann and the mayor's office also.
The action that
I
was,
just wanted to give you the time to introduce yourself again.
Oh, okay. Thank
yeah,
you.
it was approved, and one of the things that I stated was that we definitely appreciate the work that you do. You're very diligent. You keep us abreast of a lot of the legislative changes, and you're always very diligent about helping us with various things. I even told them that you were working with a company that's locating from Illinois to the city of Hammond, and you've been very instrumental in that relocation.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No, thank you. We appreciate it.
And a lot of work, I try to explain to my parents what I do, and they always ask, and I say, well, it's hard for me to explain what I do, but a lot of the economic development and work that I do through SCH and work with the city of Hammond and other clients, I see all around me, but I can't touch it. So I always look at it this way. It's my job to make sure that the city and Africa and you as a commission and the mayors cut ribbons. My job is to make sure that the ribbon's cut.
We appreciate it. We
So-
definitely appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Dan. Public comment is still open if anybody wants to speak.
I believe today is National Hamburger Day. White Castle's buy one, get one free, I think.
Let's run.
That's what they gonna give you.
Run, don't walk.
All right, public comment closed. Before we adjourn, moving back to number 6, roof program conditional loan approval, I guess. Put it on the next agenda.
Do we need to make a motion?
Unless the guy needs a roof. Is it an emergency roof?
You're fine moving that to the next,
Just table to the next meeting?
yeah, I mean, you've already tabled it, so it'll just it should just show up, and Cynthia is real good about that, so it'll show up on your next agenda.
Okay.
And if he'll either, and then the staff can find out if he's gonna withdraw his request in the meantime, or if he wants to move forward.
Very good.
I think that would be best. Okay, number 17.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.